K-Rock, Mid-Atlantic Rock Review's MARR Army Rock Show, and we are still combing the globe to find new music wherever we can find it. We've got Dallas band Vital Empire with us. They've got a new single out called Terrified. Guys and gal, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks. Woo.
So, Jaron over here was just on the show 2 weeks ago, so, we'll have to let the rest of the band answer some stuff, but we'll get back to you in a minute, too. So, hey, give me a little biography of the band. I know you're a recently formed band, like around January 1st, but you come from some roots of another band, so tell folks your story.
Jess and I, we're married, and we were in a Christian rock band called Ilya. We did that for a while, and it just kind of phased it out and decided to start something new, and so we just kind of jumped on this train. And then Aaron?
The Aaron train.
The Aaron train.
So how did you find Aaron? Like, tell me the story how that happened.
It's actually a friend of ours. Jess and I live in Missouri, and Aaron lives in Dallas, and a friend of ours told us, hey man, I know this singer, I don't know if he's still doing stuff, but you guys might be interested if you want to talk to him and see what he's up to. And so we had him reach out, and then I don't really know how it all came together. The stars aligned and rainbows and butterflies.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It was like a dating app date, We'd never met, it was just.
Really? So you hadn't met them before you joined?
No, I
actually a history. Like, same with you, Jared.
Yeah. They had some songs. They sent them to me. Just demoed them in my studio. And I dug it, so they drove into town, and we just went and hung out and had dinner, had some burgers and some other stuff, and just talked.
Didn't play music at all.
No, we didn't. Didn't really even talk music. We just got to know each other to make sure we could do the living in an RV in a van thing and not hate each other, And so the chemistry was right, and here we are.
And then for this tour, how did you find Jared? So, Jared's in 11 bands, but how did you find him?
Same thing, man. It was the same thing.
Stars aligned.
Somebody randomly tagged me in their producer's Facebook post about needing a touring bass player, and I relayed my info, and Aaron called me and sealed the deal.
Yep. A week before we left for tour. We don't procrastinate at all. It's just
I've noticed that about you guys already. So, hey, so the debut single "Terrified" is out right now. We're playing that on our rock show tonight. So, tell me a little bit about where that was recorded and who your producer is on that, or if it's self-produced, or how that goes.
No, we went with Travis Wyrick. He's done POD 10 years. He's out of Knoxville, Tennessee. What's the studio called? Oh, Lakeside Studios. And he really added a lot, man. I mean, he's an incredible guitarist. He's an incredible vocal coach, and so he really brought a lot to the table. And then we worked with a good friend of mine named Colton, and he helped with a lot of the electronics and stuff in the background. And so it was just a team effort, and we just created a song that we wanted to create. So
can't go wrong with him as a producer. You just listed two of my all-time favorite bands, POD in 10 years, so got to go there.
That's great.
So for folks that are familiar with your last band, tell me a little bit about how this band differs and might be similar at the same time to your previous music.
Oh, man, that's a tough one. I know for Jess and I, it's quite a bit different. We were a little bit more in the hardcore music genre, if you will. So it differs a lot. We went just a lot more electronic, melodic, poppy, rock, which we really enjoy. We just really wanted to go with that. Still got some heavy to it, but it's not quite as, it's definitely more fun to me. I don't know. But, and then, I know about Faction. Aaron was in Faction. I don't know if we mentioned that earlier or not. But.
Oh, yeah.
No, I love the vibe. One of the things I really enjoyed about this first time seeing it tonight, one of the things I loved was the changes in style a little bit between your songs.
Thank you.
You have 4 genres in one set.
It was hard, man. It was like, we all went in the studio and we just had so many ideas and worked with, so many different people, and it just that's what it turned into. And, we're really excited about it to have an album that's just got so many different elements and changes. It's a lot of fun.
So let's talk a little bit about Terrified. We're playing that tonight. It's kind of a dark lyric video / music video. First of all, is it one of you guys running around? Is it one of you two, or is it an actor?
JP.
Yeah,
we decided he needed to lose a little weight, so we were like, I was actually behind him in a car, just driving, and he was just running.
I tell you what, I haven't ran like that in a long time, and it was really hard. And I only ran for maybe 20 seconds.
Just on
at
loop,
most.
right?
Yeah.
Like, let's loop this. Can you loop this?
Jess and I woke up one day and it was perfectly overcast outside, and we just got the GoPro Karma, the drone and all that. So we were like, we really want to film, and so we just went out that day on our road and just made a video. So and it kind of, it fit perfectly with the theme of the song.
So go into that, because that was my next question. Tell me a little bit more about what the story is behind the song, the Terrified song.
Well, that was actually it's cool that we released that one as the first single, because that was one lyrically that I put together was me being out of the industry, not being a front man for 5 years. I've just been behind the scenes working in my own studio, and you lose that edge, you lose that kind of confidence in yourself, and I was afraid that once I got back out here on these stages doing this, that I wouldn't have it anymore. I just wouldn't have that swagger to be a rock front man. And so it was just kind of owning that I was afraid to get back into this industry and start singing and being vulnerable. And so instead of being shy about it, I was like, I'm just going to write a song about it and force myself out of this shell. And so that's really all the song is about.
So you ran around a bunch of tombstones and really scary looking
yeah. So the themes all fit.
Yeah. Funny story. We actually crashed the drone into one of those tombstones.
Oh no! You're not like confessing to anything bad here.
No defaming of property.
No, it didn't hurt the rock at all.
Rest in peace, Thomas Smith.
Just the drone went flying into a million pieces.
Just the plastic drone, but it's okay. It survived. So
It survived. Yeah.
So hey, Jaron, I'll throw one to you. When you signed on to tour with these guys, was it a bit of a challenge, like with so many genres in one set, or did it surprise you at all?
It was a challenge in the sense that it's out of my normal genre of playing. Some of the bands I play with, so it was different. But once I locked in, I knew as long as the people were cool, it was going to be a blast. And then, 2 days before tour, show up, meet them, and the rest is good to go. The first jam was killer, so very fun. Very energetic.
So now this is a nice tour for you guys. You're out with Otherwise and Waylon, two bands we absolutely love. So tell us how the tour is going. Is it going well? Are you enjoying the road with these guys?
Oh yeah, having a blast, man.
It's been fun.
Yeah, Otherwise is just, they're amazing. They're killing it every night, and they're treating us great. Same with Waylon. They kill it every night and treat us really well. And it's just a really fun tour. It feels like family. The Good Fight tour. We're all out here grinding and fighting the good fight. So
now this is the first tour for this band as it is now, right?
Our first show was the first night of this tour. We'd done a little private show just to get our feet wet, basically, more for setting our gear up. Not necessarily about how we play. It was more like, okay, how are we going to set everything up? But that's kind of what's been fun about this tour, is that Otherwise and Waylon are so experienced, and every night it's their A game. They never slip up, and so it was good for us for our first tour to make sure that that's what we were doing. As every night you bring it. You don't take a night off. You don't slack. So it's fun being with seasoned veterans like these guys.
Sure. They're all good people too, man. Very nice guys. All been good guests on the show.
For sure.
Now, in your previous projects, you kind of were like a crossover into the Christian rock and the regular, I guess you call it mainstream rock.
Yeah.
Is that something you're still looking to branch into? Because they're both huge markets.
Yeah. And that's something that we've definitely talked about is branching into both, and that's probably what we'll do. It's probably what we'll go with.
Yeah.
Kind of feeling it out and seeing seeing how it all works.
All the songs on the album, once people can get their hands on it, they realize, even though some of them are a little brooding and dark, every song is an uplifting message. It's all about overcoming something and accepting, that giving yourself to something larger than yourself. And I just kind of feel, being a producer and a songwriter in that mainstream rock, nobody's doing that. Everything's become very political, or it's angry, everything's dark, and so it was more about, okay, how can we branch these two together and bring this positive message into the mainstream secular group, and still also maintain that pure message of that, hey, there's a higher power out there for everybody to serve to, and whatever it may be for you, for us it's our own calling. And
so we're going to play Terrified tonight, and folks are going to wonder, okay, where's the rest and when's it coming out? When can you tell us about the record and when it's going to be out?
The record, we're doing pre-orders right now at the live show. It's been in talks to release something within the next month. But you know, it's so hard to tell because it all has to do with our management team and stuff like that. You know, we're still doing a little bit of shopping around and fun stuff like that.
It's kind of an unfortunate thing when you release an album and people get excited about it right out of the gate. It kind of gets out of your hands. You know, if it was our choice, we would have released it last month. But luckily, and also unluckily for the fans, though, the industry's gotten their ear on it, and you know, people want a piece of it, and they want to help make it bigger than you know what we could have done on our own. So now,
Which is great.
Yeah. So it's a good thing, and it's a frustrating thing, but it's a good thing. You know. So we want this album to be huge because you know this is our life, and we want to make it you know launch from a good point.
So what's the next big step? Is it launching the album, or is it going to do another tour to like after you're off this tour?
Some Waterburger.
Settle for Mountain Dew.
Yeah, no, it's to promote the album, get the album, you know, some noise out there, get it in the industry hands, and then find some more touring. I mean, we plan on basically the next probably 16 to 18 months being on the road, coming back here to the East. You guys will get to see us a couple more times at least before you know this album cycle is done. So
Well, we're looking forward to hearing more from the band. And Terrified is out right now. We're going to spin that tonight. And as soon as you guys have other radio ready stuff, send it my way. We'll absolutely spin it. So, Vital Empire, guys, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, K-Rock.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.